Hi guys, Rhonda without an H here with you today. I have a couple of little projects that I wanted to share with you. As some of you know that follow me, I love journaling. I love making different types of journals. And one of the things that I am in love with are brown paper bags. And I made some journals. Golly, this is before I ever knew about YouTube. Well, I knew about it, but I wasn't doing videos on YouTube. I made a whole bunch of small and larger little brown paper bag journals. And so I want to just share with you today a little bit of my evolution, if you will, and I'm still evolving. So if you bear with me, I'd like to share this journey with you, my friends. So let's get started. I decided to do this right. I needed to share with you my journey. Clear back when. This is the first paper bag little mini journal that I ever made, and it's very simple. I tied a little bit of raffia. I had tied it in a bow and glued a little button on it. I took a small paper bag, and as you can see, it's pretty much what it is. I had a label on the back, and for stability, I added a piece of cardstock to that. I used the pocket for a little note, ledger paper, paper. That was my first, this was my first one. And then I liked it, but there were some things that I wanted to add or change. Later. later. So, then I went to basically the same, just a tie, make it simpler, and I didn't glue the button on. And I included one of those, you know, when you go miniature golfing or golfing, they give you those short little pencils. That's what I included with these, is a little pencil. Had a fair that I did. And I had purchased, this was a download from Etsy. And so I did a whole bunch of these. Got just a couple left, but there again, ledger paper, little note. Decided to try to simplify, so I did away with the frou-frou. And then I decided, you know, if it's kind of fun with a small paper bag, what about a larger paper bag? And so that's when I decided to do this one. And I had changed it a little bit. Obviously still decorating. And I added inside the paper bag some string to tie it with that stayed with it. So you didn't have to, you know, slide it out and in. And on this one, I changed it up somewhat. I wanted something a bit larger. So, and this was fun. And I had a lot of these, and this, you know, got rid of several mini. And this still has a pocket back here. Anyway, this was just kind of a fun thing I did. And then, of course, I get busy on other things and move on. So I have been doing a lot of different journaling things. And recently, I don't know if it was like after the holidays or what, but it was like those silly little paper bags, were like, use me, please, please. Oh, what's a girl gonna do? So I thought I might take my hand and try another one. And so I'll show you this one first. This was the first one, and this was the second one, and I already have an idea that I want to tweak on the second one, so I'll come up with another one. And that's usually when I'm designing. I'll come up with a prototype, and then there'll be some things I like, some things I don't like, and then I go back to the drawing board and I do another one, and anyway, till I get it the way I really like it. So this one, I don't have a fancy closure, but I do love to do the Midori style with the notebooks, because it's so fun to be able to take that little notebook out, write in it without all the bumps and lumps, and that you get in some of these big journals. It's not always easy to write in them. They're beautiful, and I'm guilty as much as anybody. I'm not pointing a finger at anyone, absolutely, but for my own sanity, it's like I wanted to create something that would just be really simple to use. Not necessarily simple to look at. I'm not normally known for simple. Although I do try. I really do try. But, sorry. I just got a text. Those of you that follow me, and for those that don't, I adore collaging. I love putting paper and fabrics together and stitching, and some people say less is more, and I say more is more, and yay. So I collaged on this, and I did a cooking theme. I thought that would just be kind of a fun for a journal, a small journal, but as you can see, it's big in style. I love it. It's got old lace, it's got sari ribbon, it has fabrics, it's got some drapery textiles in it, it's got sayings, friendship improves happiness and abates misery by doubling our joy and dividing our grief. Joseph Addison. Just a saying somewhere I picked up. Music, stitching, more lace, some images. Anyway, so I did that. And then on the inside, I decided to go with a notebook, a smaller notebook, which, as you can see, removes. So this has a little cover. It's cookbook pages, and then it's got some various. It's got some regular journal paper from a nice journal that I've taken out of. It's got some parchment paper. It's got some deli paper, some coffee dyed. In the center here, I took this from an old cookbook. I thought this was really fun. Just for fun, because. And then I stitched it, the little book together, and then I used some washi tape and put down to make it a little more decorative and to, stabilize it too, just for extra strength. So you've got, I don't remember, I think there were something like 25 sheets. So that would make what? 25 times 4, that'd make 100. Well, take out this. I don't remember. Anyway, somewhere around that neighborhood that you have to journal with. And here we go. We put a glassine. Crinkle, crinkle. Want to make sure you get that. Some copies of some old recipes. Just I found this in a thrift store or an old junk store. Just a thick little hand-typed booklet, only about yay wide, of recipes. And so, I mean, I love it. And then I created a pocket over here on this side. More fabric. This is handkerchief lace right here. An image, and then I just made another little booklet. This is graph paper. So, this was a fun one. Of course, I did it Midori style, like I said. So it just folds up nice and neat. And pop that over. On this, I didn't do any dangly. I wanted it specifically so that it would lie flat. The idea for these little brown paper bag journals was so that they would be user-friendly, very pretty, but also user-friendly for actually journaling, you know, for writing in. And as I made this, I liked it, but, okay, when I saw that, and it wouldn't close, you know, really well, that bothered me, of course. And so then I decided I needed to design another one, so I needed to give a little spine to these folds. And so that is when I did this the last one that I have finished. Yay! I've got a little 1/2-inch spine, and we've got this one I did in red and black, but it's still kitchen. So your pen just slips on real easy there. Very easy to use that way. And here we've got a little bit of stretch elastic and a button. Very simple closure, but it does the job. And this could get quite fat and you would still be able to close it nicely. So we'll open it. And I kind of evolved just a little bit on, you know, on this one. So, oh, looky there. There's another little booklet. So I created in this one a pocket on this. This would just be for thin papers, maybe receipts, you know, maybe stick a little bit of, you could put a few dollar bills or something like that in there. When you string your elastic for the Midori type of closure or binding, you actually end up with 2 elastics on the inside. Let me show you that. You end up with 2. See? So normally a person will use just the one. And so this larger notebook, and this was taken from an old cookbook, and this has, you know, just some fun papers in it that you can journal with. This one I covered everything with this beautiful black and red print that I love it. I think it's so gorgeous. The flowers are so vibrant. The green is pretty. The black, oh golly, it's just really, really pretty. And I was fortunate to find rather easily some things in my ephemera that match perfectly, and then I had this washi tape that is also a perfect match for it. So it was just meant to be. It was meant to be, you guys. So I wanted to make this really jam-packed with a lot of things that could be used in a very small space. Oops, you can't see that. Okay. So what I did this originally, and then I added this fun little notebook that's got just some leftover ledger paper, little bits left over, and obviously I had used the rest in another journal. And so I used that. So as you can see, fits pretty nicely right there. And then moving on over to this side, I created a pocket, and inside here, oh, I have to tell you this story about this. This was not fun. I created a little calendar, okay? So you have, I mean, obviously, you have to write in your dates and the month, but it makes this really versatile because if you forget, you know, if you start in this and you're doing really gung-ho and then for whatever reason life happens and you don't touch it for another 2 years, that's okay because you can still, you know, you can just go to the next month and you can write in 2 years later, whatever the month is. And then it's got a place for notes. And then I printed out some graph paper on the back of it. So don't ask how I got this. It just, I'm so sorry. That was my hubby calling to tell me he got to Spokane safely. Anyway, this took a little bit of time and effort. And of course you could get, if you can find or buy those little pocket calendars. The pocket calendars that I've been able to find are a little bigger than the bag. And I didn't want it to hang out. And I, you know, besides that, calendars have always been a challenge for me. And so it's like periodically around the first part of every new year, calendars and we fight. You know, we fight. They always win, but I feel I have to, you know, I have to try at least. So anyway, so you've got a calendar in there. And you've got another little pocket here. So you've got a pocket here, you've got a pocket here. And I thought this was cute. I think I used 1, 2, 3 or 4 paper bags for this journal. And it's really very sturdy. And I decorated some of it, and some of it I left. And then I did the little eyelets and put in so that I could have a closure, and then did the eyelets here so that I could put for the Midori. So I'm excited about that. And the next one that I'm going to make, I have decided that I want to make a wider spine and play around with maybe a few more pockets. I'm not sure what all, but I have to do it because I have to now. Because now that I can put more than one little booklet in there, you know, it just happens. Sometimes you just have to do those things. Anyway, I know I'm probably rambling today. I apologize for that, but this was just one of those little things. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a fabulous day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.